The first time Xylith saw it happen, she was utterly baffled. She had been on Earth for only a few days, her sleek, iridescent skin shimmering under the pale yellow sun as she adjusted to the gravity of this strange, blue planet. Her people, the Krillians, were a logical, pragmatic species. They valued efficiency, hierarchy, and order above all else. So, when she witnessed a human male step aside to let a female pass through a doorway first, her three eyes widened in confusion. "Why did you do that?" she blurted out, her voice a melodic chime that echoed in the quiet hallway. The human male, a tall, broad-shouldered man named Captain Marcus Hale, paused mid-step and turned to her. His face was a canvas of amusement, his lips curling into a grin. "Do what?" "You let the female go first," Xylith said, her head tilting to the side like a curious bird. "Is she of higher rank? Is she your superior? Or is there some kind of danger ahead that you are avoiding?" Marcus chuckled, a deep, rumbling sound that seemed to reverberate through the air. No, nothing like that. It's just polite. A custom, you know." Xylith's brow furrowed, the scales on her forehead shifting in a way that indicated deep thought. "Polite? But why? Does it not slow you down? Does it not disrupt the flow of movement? Why prioritize one individual over another based on gender?" Marcus scratched the back of his neck, clearly trying to find the right words to explain something that, to him, was second nature. It's not about slowing down or disrupting anything. It's about respect. It's a way of showing that we value and honor the women in our society. Xylith blinked, her third eye narrowing as she processed this information. Respect? But why does gender determine who receives respect? On KRYL, respect is earned through actions, not biology. Marcus nodded, understanding her confusion. It's not that we don't respect men. It's just, well, historically, women have had to fight for equality. Letting them go first is a small way of acknowledging that struggle and showing that we see them as equals. Xylith's head tilted again, her curiosity piqued. Fight for equality? But why would they need to fight? Are they not inherently equal? Marcus sighed, realizing that explaining centuries of human history and societal norms to an alien was going to be more complicated than he thought. It's complicated. Let's just say that humans haven't always been fair to each other, especially when it comes to gender. But we're trying to do better. Xylith considered this for a moment, her scales shifting colors as she mulled over his words. "So this custom is a way of rectifying past injustices." "In a way, yes," Marcus said, nodding. "But it's also just a way of being kind. It's a small gesture, but can mean a lot." Xylith's eyes softened, and she gave a slow, deliberate nod. "I see. It is a form of social bonding, a way to strengthen the cohesion of your species." Marcus smiled. "Exactly. You're catching on." Over the next few weeks, Xylith observed this custom with increasing fascination. She watched as men held doors open for women, offered them their seats, and stepped aside to let them pass. Each time, she would ask questions, trying to understand the nuances of this seemingly simple act. One day, she found herself in a bustling human marketplace, her senses overwhelmed by the sights, sounds, and smells of this vibrant world. She was accompanied by Dr. Emily Carter, a human female who had been assigned to help Xylith acclimate to Earth. As they navigated the crowded streets, Emily suddenly stopped and gestured for Xylith to go ahead of her. "After you," Emily said with a warm smile. Xylith froze, her eyes widening in surprise. "You are letting me go first?" Emily nodded. "Of course. It's polite." Xylith's scales shimmered with a mix of confusion and delight. "But I am not female. At least, not in the human sense." Emily chuckled. "Well, you're our guest, and we want to make you feel welcome. It's not just about gender. It's about showing kindness and respect to others. Xylith's heart swelled with a strange, warm feeling. She had never experienced anything like this before. On KRYLL, such gestures were rare, reserved only for the highest-ranking officials. But here, on Earth, it seemed that kindness was a currency that everyone could afford. "Thank you," Xylith said softly, her voice tinged with emotion. I appreciate it." Emily smiled. "You're welcome. Now, let's go explore the market. There's so much to see." As the days turned into weeks, Xylith began to understand the deeper meaning behind this custom. It wasn't just about gender or politeness. It was about empathy, about recognizing the humanity in others and treating them with dignity and respect. One evening, as she sat with Marcus and Emily in the mess hall of the human space station, she decided to share her thoughts. "I've been thinking about your custom," Xylith began, her voice steady but filled with curiosity. "The one where females go first." Marcus and Emily exchanged a glance, both curious to hear her perspective. "At first, I did not understand it," Xylith continued. "It seemed illogical, inefficient. But now, I see that it is more than just a gesture. It is a reflection of your values, a way of showing that you care for one another, that you are willing to put others before yourselves." Marcus nodded, a proud smile on his face. "You've got it, Xylith. It's about empathy, about recognizing that we're all in this together." Emily reached out and placed a hand on Xylith's arm, her touch warm and reassuring. "It's about making the world a little kinder, one small gesture at a time." Xylith's scales shimmered with a soft, golden light, a sign of deep emotion among her kind. I think I understand now, and I think it is beautiful." As Xylith prepared to return to her home planet, she found herself reflecting on all that she had learned during her time on Earth. The humans were a strange, unpredictable species, but they had a capacity for kindness and empathy that was truly remarkable. On her last day, as she stood at the entrance to the shuttle that would take her back to KRYLL, she turned to Marcus and Emily, her heart filled with gratitude. "Thank you," she said, her voice trembling with emotion, "for showing me the beauty of your customs, for teaching me the value of kindness. I will never forget it." Marcus and Emily smiled, their eyes filled with warmth. "You're welcome, Xylith," Emily said. "Safe travels, and remember, you'll always have a home here on Earth." Xylith nodded, her scales shimmering with a final, radiant glow. "Thank you, and perhaps, one day, I will return." As the shuttle doors closed and the engines roared to life, Xylith felt a sense of peace settle over her. She had come to Earth seeking knowledge, but she had found something far more valuable, a deeper understanding of what it meant to be human. And as the shuttle soared into the stars, Xylith made a silent promise to herself. She would carry the lessons she had learned on Earth back to her own people, and perhaps, in time, they too would come to understand the beauty of kindness.